That laugh. Okay, guys. All right, guys, we are back. We are back. We're killing this tour, man. I got Miss Tara Bellamy. She's here. She's beautiful. She's funny. Me and her and I already laughed already, about to chop it up. And so I'm happy to have you on this tour. Let me bring her in. Isn't she beautiful, y'all?
Oh,
What's up, Diva?
welcome to Houston, Texas.
Woo! Look, we're gonna forever have this inside joke. I'm gonna inbox you one day and I'm gonna say, don't forget about our inside joke, girl. That show was hilarious.
It was funny. It was very funny. I was just like, oh my God.
I'm not gonna know. I promise you. I'm gonna have to come to Houston just to laugh at you, man.
I said, you will never forget me.
No, I will not. Forever. I gotta tell my daughter. Me and my daughter be having like jokes and stuff. So this is another joke I can tell her about. That is funny. So tell us who you are. Tell us what you got going on. Let's chop it up so we can make this thing work.
All right. Well, my name is Tara Bellamy, and I'm an author and a speaker. I'm in Houston, Texas. I've been here for about 3 years. I'm from a town near Savannah, Georgia. If you guys are familiar with Savannah, Georgia, it's about 3 hours from Atlanta, so it's not that far. But when I got here, I started writing a book. Well, actually, I started in Georgia. My job transferred me here, so I started in Georgia after I was ministered to that I was going to write a book. So my first book was about breaking generational curses. It's called Unlocking the Codes, Cleansing Your Bloodline and Breaking Generational Curses. But then God said, you're not done. And then I wrote another book. And that's what we'll talk about tonight. But it's called Passion for Purpose. Let's see. It's called Passion for Purpose, Unlocking Your Full Potential.
Okay, look at you. That's pretty.
And the way this book came about, I was in prayer and God brought about to my memory a time when I was at church. It was after service on like a Wednesday night Bible study, and I went to go greet my first lady and speak, and she hugged me. And when she hugged me, it was like a long embrace, and she did not let go. And I knew God was speaking to her. So I just let God have her way. And before she let go, she says, I wish you could see what I just saw. And I didn't know what she meant by that. And, you know, at that time, I felt inadequate. I felt like she ain't say nothing. She ain't say nothing. It's how I felt. But, and, you know, I forgot about it. That was years ago.
Right.
That was years ago. So God brought back that memory. And it was almost like he was saying that I showed her, you know, who you are to be, who I say that you are. Who do you see yourself the way I see you? And that's what God was saying. He was like, I have so much more in store for you. I have so much more for you to do. And I need you to do it. I need you to pursue it. He just kept saying, I need you to pursue it. I need you to do what I called you to do. You need to be bold. You need to be courageous. You need to set aside fear. And so that is how I came about writing this book. So it basically tells you that you can do all things through Christ. You keep going. There's so much. You are a sent one. You have an assignment. You were called and you were chosen for something to do on this earth, and you need to complete it. When I was ministered to about my first book, he said, I see you on the cover of a book. God says that you're going to write a book, but there's a time frame of when it needs to be released.
Right.
And so there's an urgency. And he said, because people need what you have, people need what's going to be in that book. So it brought about an urgency. So if you could understand that there's an urgency with things, with your assignments, you can't sit around on things. Somebody needs your help. Somebody needs your motivation. Somebody needs your encouragement. But, you know, most of the time we either let laziness, insecurity, fear, I'll even say selfishness. We're thinking about other things. We're thinking about other things that we want to do instead of focusing on what God's called us to do, you know? So this is what this book is about, but I'm going to read the back of it real quick. But it
Okay.
says, what do you have that someone else needs? The world may not recognize your full potential, but your heavenly Father does.
Mm.
Discover how you can grow to be intentional and actively pursue the life God has designed for you all along. Look through the new lenses and see yourself anointed for growth and destined for greatness. Our Father has placed so many amazing gifts and callings inside of you, but He's waiting for you to take hold of His master keys to unlock and reveal your full potential. Passion for Purpose encourages readers to understand how valuable they are to God. Someone needs what you have. Your gifts and assignments are not only just for you, but also for others. So by the end of this book, you will know your God ordained worth and you will pursue your destiny with fire, passion, and purpose.
Wow. So my question to you, who motivated you? Who's your motivation? Who's your inspiration to keep you writing books like these?
Well, I've like over the years, God has really blessed me with godly mentor women and things like that that have really taken hold of me. But when I think of this book, when I think of what keeps me going, I've always liked to listen to people like Apostle John Eckhart and Dr. Miles Monroe. But I remember after his passing, I remember everybody was bringing up old videos of him and his sermons and things like that. But it was one sermon where he was talking about dying empty, and he was saying
I love
how
that women.
yeah, and he was saying how when you are, about to end your life here on this earth and you're about to go to heaven, you are to have nothing left. You are to give and share and implement and encourage and motivate and empty out all the gifts and the callings that God has placed inside of you. You are to die empty. Your obituary should say a whole bunch of stuff that you did for the kingdom. You have assignments. We are considered sent ones. Do you know what a sent one is? A sent one is a person that is going to complete their assignment that God gave them. They have goals, they have a mission, they have determination, they have zeal because they know that they were sent here for a purpose, and they're not going to let another day go by without progress, without something to, going after that thing that they were called to do. Because if God doesn't use you, He's going to find somebody else to get the job done. It's
That's
going to get done. So is He going to use you? Are you going to miss out on your blessings? Are you going to miss out on your reward? Are you going to miss out on your purpose?
mm,
Don't be afraid. And I think that was my biggest thing. Worried about what other people would think of me, worried about
mm.
what other people would say. But I've gotten to the point now where I just don't care.
I mean, it's so funny because I just said the same thing. I'm so beyond what people say and what my past looked like because no one can define you but God. He the only
Nope.
one that matters. You know what I'm saying? Of course, your husband, your kids matter, but if God matters, then they understand that you're walking that walk. They're going to be very, what I'm saying, strategic on how they handle you and not bring up your past all the time. So I'm
Yeah.
blessed to know. I think your book is going to be amazing. So my question to you: what would you tell yourself? The young you now. The things that you've known now compared to when you was like 12 or 13. What would you
Mhm.
say?
I would say, keep going, keep pushing. I would motivate her to understand that everything happens for a reason. There is purpose in it, and you just have to trust God's plan, His vision. And, I also want to say when God gives you those visions, when He gives you those dreams, or you wake up and you're like, where did that come from? He's not just giving it to you just so you can, just be like, girl, I had this dream. No, He's showing you something that He wants to bring about in your life, or some type of warning or some type of goal He wants you to achieve. And so we have to implement that. We have to execute that. It says, write the vision, make it plain. We are to pursue things passionately, pursue the things of God passionately. So that's what this book is about.
Wow, 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 wow. Well, so what will they find your book? What will they find it at?
All of my books are on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and my website. It's tarajbellamy.com. That's TARAJBELLAMY. And all the books are on there. as well. My son, he is 11 years old now, but when he was 9, he wrote a book, and it's called Prayers That Unlock Heaven for Kids. And
Actually,
it's
this is
a
next month, so I need to get with you about that next one to bring him on. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's a 31-day devotional for kids, and it talks about things that kids go through, because kids need prayer too. But he wrote all the scriptures. They're in easy, he chose all the scriptures. They're in easy to read versions so the kids will understand. And then there's a prayer to help them pray through that subject. And then there's an activity at the end. And then at the end of the book, it says, Your prayers have unlocked heaven. Congratulations, your prayers have unlocked heaven. So it's really cute, and it motivates kids to pray. So all of our books are on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and my website, tarajbellamy.com.
sounds good to me. So one more question: What will you tell? Did I ask you about how would you connect with an aspired author? What would be your advice to an aspired author who wants to write a book and don't know where to start?
Yeah, you just got to start. That's what you got to do. My first book, I have a Samsung phone, and I use the notepad. I wrote the whole book on my phone. Because so every time God dropped something in my spirit, I didn't know how to form the book yet. I didn't know how to write the chapters yet, but I had a ton of notes. And then after I got everything together, I emailed it myself, and then I started forming. But it's got to start somewhere. So start typing. If you're driving, make sure you have your phone handy. If you're laying in the bed, have your phone next to you, because I learned that when God spoke something to me, and I was like, oh, I'll get up and I'll remember. And then the next morning, I did not remember. And I'm like, God, forgive me, because you gave me something and I didn't remember what it was. And he eventually brought it back to my memory. But it's like, just keep your phone next to you. You pray, you ask for creativity. You ask for, what do you want your people to hear? What do you want your people, God, to read? So you want to get, God's vision for it, not you. It's not about you, but it's what God has called you to do.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, woman of God, for your time. I think we had a good time.
Before we had a good pre-show.
Yes, ma'am. So, guys, don't forget to follow her. TARAJBellamy.com. Go to her website, check out her books, her son book, support. You said Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, go to those places. And I think she will want you to go to her website to get the information. Thank you for being on our tour.
Thank you.
And I'll see the information about your son coming on next month.
Okay.
So, okay?
All right. Have a good night. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back in the next 10 minutes. We got 3 more, and we're finished for tonight. Take care, and we will see you guys later.